Okay, so it is good to have you guys on the program. Now let's start from the first topic for discussion with Sunday Igboho and Benin Republic. Now, I don't want us to do a reintroduction again, different from what we've done at the beginning of the show. So let me have your overview on this whole scenario.
Well, having an overview of the scenario of the present predicaments of Sunday Igboho, let us start from the scratch, how it's all started. This gentleman has come out to agitate for the killings of the community men in his area. Just by the act of the gunmen and Fulani herdsmen. Well, his agitation is legal. Every community that is not safe, that their security cannot be guaranteed, has the right to agitate and ask the government to wake up to its responsibilities. Yes, the agitation now led to some utterances which the federal government has now taken to be a treasonable offense. Those treasonable offenses, as alleged, has not been, the investigation is yet to be concluded, and there is no formal procedure adopted in the process before the invasion of Sunday Igboho's residence. Now, the use of force by the federal government in this matter has further worsened the case, because in the first place, if there's utterances, treasonable utterances by any member of the community as a result of agitation for separation or secessionist or freedom, emancipation from the remaining part of the country, the agitation at the international community is legal. Every community, nation, tribe, groups have the right to agitate. But the utterances of keeping arms, that he is ready to provide arms to the community members to protect themselves against the Fulani herdsmen. I don't see, even though keeping of arms is illegal
in itself,
but I don't see where he has committed any treasonable offense that should lead to the invasion of his residence. And every normal human being has the right to protect himself. And if you cannot get protection in your fatherland, the next move is to relocate. And luckily for him, he is a German citizen. He has a dual citizenship. And in a bid to escape and to save his life, he was arrested at is it Gojana?
Now that is the point I wanted us to talk about. I mean, what is the relationship, that Nigeria have with Benin Republic, where the Beninese government have a right to arrest him?
Well, according to the Benin Republic, the arrest was as a result of alleged passports which he used in passing through the border. So if the Benin Republic are alleging that Sunday Igboho has used a fake passport through their border, well, he will be tried by the laws of Benin Republic. That has nothing to do with Nigeria's intervention. And until the Benin Republic are done with the prosecution of Sunday Igboho, the Nigerian government has no right to remove him by way of force, except through an extradition charge processes, which is the due process that ought to have been followed. And I think on Friday, Sunday Igboho was arraigned before the court, and unfortunately, the extradition charge which the Nigerian government ought to have brought to the court was not provided. So we don't know whether tomorrow that will be done. But in essence, if at all Sunday Igboho should be repatriated, extradited back to Nigeria for trial, then it has to be with the cooperation of Benin Republic, you know, more so that there's a treaty, the 1984 treaty between Togo, Benin Republic, Ghana, and Nigeria. So that treaty has to be respected. So the use of force by the federal government is not the way out. There should be a kind of a cooperation in this matter. But then, if the government is more interested in bringing Igboho to Nigeria to be tried, what about the charges against him in Benin Republic? Are we going to waive that, or is the Benin Republic government coming to try him here in Nigeria? So it's a whole lot of issues that needs to be handled with care and technicalities.
Now, his lawyers have come out to say that Igboho has 2 more stages to undergo before he will be released. It was more like a certainty that he will be released. He said the Beninese authority have over released Rockwell, that's the agitator's wife, who was arrested with the 48-year-old activist on Monday, July 19, 2021. But the International Criminal Police Organization at the airport in Cotonou, Republic of Benin Republic, on their way to Germany, that's how he was arrested. The lawyer has said that during the hearing, prosecutors claimed Igboho was on a watch list for alleged trafficking in arms, inciting violence that could result in social disturbance and causing disunity in Nigeria. Now, these charges here in Benin Republic was referring to the Nigerian, not the Benin Republic, as he has mentioned, the fake passport and stuff like that. So, in what law or international relationship between Nigeria and Benin Republic that the Benin Republic can use the charges of the federal government in Nigeria to charge him with in Benin Republic?
No, certainly not. We appear to be mixing things up.
Okay.
The Beninois court is not using any charge by the Nigerian government to try Igboho.
What about the watch list, though?
Let me.
Okay.
All we have here, information flying around.
Okay.
And we must be careful what conclusions, what inferences we make here. We must ever remind ourselves that we are only working with guesses, conjectures. Nobody seems to know for a fact exactly what Igboho has been heard for. Now, working with what we have, and I shall be taking them in bits and pieces, Igboho was alleged to have forged passports to enter Benin Republic.
Okay.
Now, he is not standing trial, to the best of our knowledge, for the so-called alleged forged passports.
Okay.
What we are working with now, and which I am ready to work with, is the fact that Interpol intercepted him. The international police intercepted him
in
on the
Benin
request.
Republic?
Yes, in Benin Republic.
Okay.
On the request of the Nigerian government.
Okay.
Now, the essence of Interpol is that countries have agreed to collaborate, to work together, to curb international crime, to curb syndicated crimes, such that countries of the world will be protected. Remember, when it comes to the issue of security, it's not just one man business. Yeah. It's not just one country's business.
It's a collective thing.
It's a collective thing.
Yeah.
So you want to form a synergy here. So they go on the request of the Nigerian government that this fellow is on our watch list. Watch out for him. Okay. Interpol being in collaboration, but the Republic being part of Interpol, now was able to intercept Sunday Igboho, for which he has not been taken to court. And we are told, it's unfortunate that nobody, and I'm repeating this for emphasis, nobody seems to know for sure exactly what are the facts. We are told that the former chief of army staff here, Buratai, is not the one who now asked the Benin government that, look, this fellow is wanted back home in Nigeria. Okay. Therefore, we want you to extradite him. Should that be sufficient for the purpose and the processes of extradition? I should say no. It should not be just what Buratai has placed before the Republic of Benin government.
There should be evidence.
Not just evidence, there should be a collaboration, a request, a diplomatic process between Nigeria and the government. Not just what our ambassador there has said. It's a legal process. Now, having said that, there's this interesting angle to the story again. Is there really an extradition treaty between Benin Republic and Nigeria? Yes, there's a 1984 treaty that is supposed to be there. But there's a subsequent treaty of 1994 that is saying that this extradition thing between Benin Republic, Togo, and I think Ghana, it does no longer exist.
Okay.
So which one are we really dealing with now? And if indeed, from your introduction, the Benin prosecutor is saying to us, to the whole world, that the man standing trial is likely to be released, that should be hope to those who are supporting Sunday Igboho, persons like me, who are saying that he's a victim of a bad governance, of a country that has abandoned its citizens, and that he deserves to flee for his life. Because what brought about the emergence of Sunday Igboho in the first place? Because his people were being killed. They were being massacred. Women were being raped. Daughters were being raped and violated. People were being kidnapped for ransom. And it appeared those who were doing it were having a full day without being held accountable. And then, remember, necessity is the mother of invention. Sunday Igboho rose as an answer to a lacuna in the security of Nigeria and said, well, you can't continue to do this. And what exactly did he do to Seriki when he went with his men? He did not kill Seriki. For whatever people are saying, he handed Seriki over to security operatives. Those who assisted him, the OPC men who assisted him, and remember that this was a Seriki who had been declared wanted. The Seriki Fulani who had been declared wanted for kidnapping by the Nigerian security outfit. They could never get him. Now, Sunday Igboho assisted Nigerian government to nab this man who was wanted allegedly for kidnapping, murder, rape, all sorts of things. Should Sunday Igboho not become a hero? Should not be celebrated? Should he not be prosecuted for doing what he has done for his people? Remember, when they now handed over these people, what did the Nigerian police do? Because you must deeply discuss this to know that there's a great injustice upon the land called Nigeria. When they go to the police, they now detained those who assisted in arresting Seriki, those who did not even beat him, who did not kill him. They are up to now, they are still in detention. Where is the justice in that? And after that unfortunate incident, those who were before them, who were hitherto ransacking, killing in the community, now had the effrontery, the terrible courage, and the bravado to go back to commit more crimes. Hence, the governor of Oyo State apologized, lamented, and said to the people of Igboho, I am sorry, we have failed you. And the OPC in Igboho said, this time around when they came, we could not rise in support of our people. Because the first time we rose in support of our people, even this governor was condemning us. Some of our colleagues, our compatriots, are still in detention. Do we have the same law for the citizens of this country, the so-called Nigeria? Do we have the same law? Do we have a set of laws for people in the south, southwest, southeast? Do we have a set of laws for Fulanis in the north and northerners? The answer, I think certainly, is yes. We have different laws. We don't have the same law. The answer to that, do we have the same law? No. We don't have the same law. Some persons are pampered. They are privileged to commit crimes and get away with crimes. Please tell me, tell Nigerians if you know, whether you know of how many Fulani headmen who are standing trial for their crimes. Yet we have people. Now, the DSS could storm Igboho's house in the dead of night? Upon what court order? Upon what legal process? In the process of which you killed 2 persons, you injured some, and you arrested 13 of them. Like common criminals, you took them with their spiritual protection. What is wrong in using amulets to protect yourself? Have you arrested anybody for praying with the Bible? Have you arrested anybody for talking about the turban, or using his turban, or taking his rosaries or tasbih? We are having an equal system of security provided for the citizens of this country. Hence, Igboho did not do anything wrong. Fleeing from injustice. He fled from injustice. Now he has gone into Benin Republic. We need to establish what crime has he committed in Benin Republic. It's not just if you ask for extradition of a citizen, you must place facts before the host country. Now, what are the facts presented? Up till now, the Nigerian government is there to present facts of gun running. It is legitimate for you to do everything in protection of yourself. If you are accusing me of illegal possession of arms, what should you do? You take me to court. You don't come like criminals in the net, kill my men, try to kill me, and then declare me wanted. It is unfortunate what is going on. Hence, and I must add this, for people who really want to know the justice of this thing, for people who want to know that as of today, Sunday Igboho is a celebrated hero. I want to add this, please. Yesterday, I read somewhere, or maybe early this morning, that the governor, His Excellency, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is telling people who have ears to listen that Sunday Igboho is not abandoned. That some powerful Yoruba leaders are working behind the scenes.
I read something.
You read it too.
Yeah,
so we must give hope to Nigerians. I am not one that we should take laws into our hands. No. I have never been a supporter of violence, brigandage, or criminality. But we must sound something very clear to the federal government. The injustice in the land is too great. Okay. Sunday Igboho emerged because of the injustice in Nigeria.
Let me go back to you, Barrister. Do you think Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu are in the same situation?
Certainly not.
I don't think so.
Okay, but what's the difference? They are both fighting for the freedom of their people. They're both shouting against injustice for their people.
Well, let us look at it from the surface of the law.
Okay.
The agitation of both persons, Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu, they are the same agitation, but the procedure
has been different. What's really so different about them?
While there's a kind of declaration of war and lawlessness in the protest in the east, orchestrated by Nnamdi Kanu, that of Sunday Igboho does not appear to be like that. If you look at the Igboho's protest, it's just a mere agitation, asking the government to wake up to its responsibilities, or else the Yoruba nations are ready to separate. And at the international law level, it is legal for any individual or group of communities to agitate for emancipation.
Self-determination.
Self-determination.
So what's Nnamdi Kanu doing that is different?
In the case of Nnamdi Kanu, you will see that because of the riots or the taking of arms in the east, this IPOB, exactly, taking arms, killings and all that kind of lawlessness in the name of secession. The federal government now deemed it fit to proscribe them as terrorists. So there's no charge against Igboho aside from the so-called treasonable offenses due to his admission that he keeps arms and anybody that wants arms should come out and defend himself. And I don't think such utterances is treasonable. He's not fighting the government. he's fighting for his people. He's fighting for freedom. He's fighting for emancipation. Because if the government has failed to provide security, the people ought to wake up and provide the security for themselves. And there is no international law that is against that. The self-defense is in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that where your life is threatened, you have the right to defend yourself. It's just that the defense must be commensurate to the attack. You understand? So I don't see where Sunday Igboho has committed any treasonable offense rather than the keeping of arms. And in the keeping of arms, when your investigation reveals that a citizen is illegally keeping arms, the best thing is to charge the persons to court and not invading his house and threatening his life, declaring him wanted, using all kind of use of force against the person or the community. Up to today, the community, they are not safe. The Fulani herdsmen, they are still perpetrating these crimes. And the government ordinarily should take this up as a matter of emergency. So I think that is just the...
Okay, your view, one sentence, because we have to go to the next topic.
It should not have to be one sentence. Because it's a very, very important question. Very important question. But let me put it this way. The modus operandi adopted by Kano compared to that of Sunday Igboho, they are two parallel lines that we never meet. Kano has a radio Biafra. If you have ever listened to utterances on that radio, you will know that he was calling for pure genocide, pure anarchy. Whereas Igboho set up any radio against the state of Nigeria. Whereas Igboho, see, I am making bold to say, without prejudice to the ever-present rights of the people of the East for self-determination, like Yoruba, like myself, are agitating for in a very peaceful way. Kanu was not going about it in a peaceful way. I listened to some of his utterances during the NSAS, and I said, but this is most unfortunate. And we must not forget, that's why I said it cannot be one sentence. Kanu was already standing trial. He is a fugitive from the law. He fled from the country to escape the due process of the law. So a person stood shorty for him. He jeopardized their liberty by fleeing from the country. Yes. So a person said after that operation in his hometown by soldiers who attacked his own, he had to flee for his life. But they didn't forget that he was standing trial. And having fled from the country, what were still his utterances against the state of Nigeria. Therefore, let me try and respect you. They are two parallel lines. The approach of Sunday Igboho, which is rather peaceful and self-defense, is not to be compared to the approach, to the aggressive approach of Nnamdi Kanu. No. Look at the number of persons who have been killed in the East. Innocent persons, policemen, soldiers, stations, bombed, set ablaze on the fiery incentives, on the fiery, pushing, on the incitement by Nnamdi Kanu, a man who is standing trial. No, you are not to compare the two, please.
Okay.